Today we are talking about the best NLP libraries to use coming into 2021. And this will be libraries to use both for research as well as for production, building new NLP applications. So to start off, we're going to talk about Spacey, which is a very popular and very simple to use NLP library, which comes with a lot of features. Spacey works in terms of these pipelines, which basically you input some text and then the pipeline is computing a large number of useful things on the text, such as tokenizing it, extracting named entities, extracting part of speech tags, as well as other useful information for you. The library is very easy to use, comes with support for a huge number of languages, over 61. And for each language, you actually have a number of different model options which come with different configurations. And basically, you can choose from using a simple and memory efficient model and storage efficient model versus a bigger and a more powerful model. And the bigger models also come with some pre-trained word-to-vec vectors. So you could also use those for something in your application as well. So it's a very, very nice, simple to use package. Also has a nice community with various extensions you can download on top of the basic model, for example, to do some simple summarization or to do biomedical language processing. We have models specifically for that available as well, or to do some co-reference resolution. It's a great, nicely supported library. And also a new version is coming out soon. There's a pre-release version 3.0, which will provide transformer-based pipelines, allowing you to access these more powerful models as well. And there will also be some new training pipelines for fine-tuning those transformer-based models on your datasets. Curious to see how that will work out. So yeah, Spacey, a great library for beginners especially, or if you want to build some quick NLP application or processing tool, this would be a great choice. Another one is Gensim, which is also kind of like a general purpose NLP library with a lot of functionality, but from a slightly different angle, perhaps. So you have perhaps it's focused a bit more not on processing all the way to the token level, but more to the document level. So again, you have some, you're able to compute some documents, some word embeddings. You have some models for computing vector embeddings of documents. This is about vectors both using frequency, something like TF-IDF, as well as using word embeddings. For example, the doc2vec model, which is based on word2vec, is part of this library. So you have some simple methods to compute these document embeddings. You have also some unsupervised topic models available, such as LDA. So you can process your database of documents to extract topics and so on. And finally, you also have some methods to compute similarity between pieces of text, both using TF-IDF as well as word2vec, or also some more complicated document similarity metrics, such as the word movers distance. So pretty nice package. I would recommend this one to people who want to do something like unsupervised topic modeling, or who want to compute word frequencies, and also if you want to use fast text, which is another popular extension of word2vec, which is coming up with nice subword based word embeddings. You can also access that through Gensim. So it might be a nice library for you. So another one which has been gaining a huge amount of popularity over the last couple of years is the Hugging Face ecosystem of libraries, perhaps I should say, because there's multiple libraries that all come together to provide a great NLP experience for using state-of-the-art NLP models as well as datasets. So if you want to start using the state-of-the-art NLP transformer models, for example, Hugging Face is probably the best library you can get into. If you want to have some baseline for your paper, or you want to develop some application with some models very quickly, this is a great option. It comes with some very simple to use pipelines to build to build models, such as you could, in a couple of lines, you could set up a bird-based model for classification, something like that. And the pipeline is taking care of both the preprocessing of the text, tokenization, matching the required input of BERT, preparing the tensors to input into BERT, and then processing the outputs and converting them back into text. And you can explore the huge amount of models into the model library provided on the website. You can pick various number of tasks, sequence tasks such as translation, text classification, generation, summarization, and so on and so forth. Or you can do even masked language modeling, things like this. And the Hugging Face library supports both PyTorch or TensorFlow as a backend. And you can also even choose the datasets or the languages you're interested in. Although, obviously, English is probably the most popular language models are developed in nowadays, but you have a huge amount of multilingual models also. So it's very easy to pick a model, set it up, and get it going. The library downloads the model automatically, stores them in your disk, sets up the preprocessing pipelines, and you're off there to go. So really, really great to get started. To try out, especially if you want to also try out a bunch of different models to pick the best one. The Hugging Face website also provides you a bunch of datasets. So you can actually, you have like 600 datasets, also covering a bunch of different tasks. So you could easily choose a dataset and then use it to fine tune one of the pre-trained models to match your specific scenario best. There's a datasets library part of Hugging Face, which is taking care of that as well. So actually, let me see. We have the Hugging Face library here. So we have the transformers library, which is the models, tokenizers, which is taking care of the tokenization part, and also the datasets library, which is the hub of all the datasets. And also, I think it's pretty cool also for research. I think there's even some metrics implemented. So if you want to quickly evaluate a couple of models on a popular dataset using some popular metrics, it's really, really straightforward to do. Another library that I wanted to talk about, let me find this one, that is doing something slightly different to the ones that I mentioned previously. And I really like and I have been using a lot, is the library called FICE by Facebook, which is about approximate nearest neighbor search using embeddings. So if you are working on type of problems where you want to find, given some document, what are the closest documents, for example, or you want to, any sorts of task, it could even be like image search or something like this, any sorts of task where you want to find nearest neighbors. FICE is a really great library to use because it's able to build in sort of an approximate nearest neighbor search index from your text embeddings or any embedding. The embedding index will be, there's a huge number of configuration options, but you'll be able to optimize it to trade off between speed and accuracy of the nearest neighbor search retrieval. And basically it will be much faster and also quite memory efficient to use over doing brute force nearest neighbor search, basically computing some sort of a distance between each embedding in your document dataset versus your input document query. So, and FICE also supports, again, both CPU and GPU for some speed up if you have a GPU available. Really, really great optimized library implemented in C++ in the backend, but it's in Python, has a Python interface. Quite nice and easy to use. So I think those are the main libraries that I wanted to cover. There's also a huge amount of resources, other ones that I'm not using so often, but if you just do a quick Google search like natural language processing libraries, you can find some great lists of resources, further resources that you might find useful. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.